Hey, what's up folks? It's Greg here, Fisherman's Headquarters. I'm up on the north end of Barnegat Light. It's June 26th. It's Sunday, I don't know, probably about noontime, 1 o'clock. I'm not here to share a fish report, but share a little updated Long Beach Island news with you. Just the other day, I got a little heads up that there was a pretty serious project going on up in the Barnegat Light on the beach, some heavy equipment. And from the photos that I saw from Tim Brindley at Barnegat Light, resident, kind of looked like somebody got a little crazy. With what they were doing, almost like a kid in a sandbox playing around with some Tonka trucks, but on a much larger level. So right now I'm just taking a walk through the dunes here in Barnegat Light. This is a trail, I'm not actually walking through the dunes, but it's a trail up to the beach. Anybody's been up in Barnegat Light, you know this is what it looks like behind me. Shrubs, bayberries, grasses, just saw a little cardinal, saw a couple little rabbits. Sometimes you'll see foxes up here. There's all sorts of wildlife up in the dunes in Barnegat Light. As you'll see, as I spin here, this is kind of what they've done, just totally plowed through the, for the most part, the beach and the dunes. I'll just kind of jump up on this miniature little, I don't know, berm, call it, maybe dune, and give you a little pan around to kind of see what this is. But this is all, or all was, dunes, trees, roots, just ripped out all this vegetation. Just kind of pan around here. Let's just see this. That is the ocean there. You see the Old South Jetty. It's a pan, that is the main jetty, Barnegat Light South Jetty, south end of Barnegat Inlet, south side. Spin around and keep kind of going around. You'll see the lighthouse come up here in a second. But this is pretty devastating. Not really sure what exactly occurred, who had authority or who had the idea to do this. From what I was told, I really haven't talked to many people. What I was told is Barnegat Light didn't know much about it. I guess they got a little bit of a heads up, but really don't know. I definitely missed an essential town meeting. I know there was a meeting on Friday, just a couple days ago, that I guess there was some pissed off residents that wanted to voice their opinion and hear some information, but I really don't know anything from that. Maybe we'll see something maybe coming out from the sandpaper. Maybe there's a reporter that was there, but you see there's the pines that are ripped down behind me. That is the old, say, level of the dunes behind me. It's definitely very hard to see in the video, but I'm probably on a dune that's probably, I'm gonna guess 8 feet, if not 10 feet tall. Like I said, I'm just kind of taking a stroll here. I'll show you as that berm kind of ramps down there and out to the water. They ripped out all this vegetation. I'm gonna say this is definitely acres. Not really sure how many acres, but there's acres here. This is actually pretty amazing, unbelievable, devastating. I can't believe that they would have just come in here and ripped this out like this. The little vibe that I got was that this was for the piping plovers. Just unbelievable that somebody would have the, I guess, audacity or even mindset, or so whoever thought this up, whoever the brainchild of this whole idea was. Hopefully they get to the bottom of it and figure out what's what. This is the first time I've seen it. Saw a couple photos, like I mentioned, from Tim Brindley. He tossed them up on Facebook the other day. Kind of blew my mind. So I wanted to get up here and check this out. So I figured I'd take a stroll, get a little exercise in, a little walk. So I'm happy I came up here because this is definitely mind-boggling. Kind of off-season. A lot of these residents aren't in their houses. Off-season, not a lot of people up here. So I don't really know how many people know about this, but I'm just kind of taking a stroll just to kind of explore this for the first time. Kind of wanted to share it with y'all. You kind of see what's behind me. It's a massive area of beach or dune that's been ripped out. I'll continue to spin around once again and show you. I guess I'll go up to this corner here. There's a little bit of a corner, and I'll stop there and I'll do a quick little pan around. But this isn't just a small little section. I mean, this is massive. It basically goes from, I guess I'll stop right here. It basically goes from where the Old South Jetty meets the beach, which is over my shoulder there, right about there. It meets the beach, and it runs all the way to the jetty, which is a long distance, multiple beaches. I walked up 8th Street. Is it 7th or 8th? I think it was 8th. Normally when I go fish the beach in Barnegat Light, I walk up 7th or 8th. So I parked in one of those streets, strolled up, and then the trail that I normally take is just bang, hits me right, you know, right where it used to open up to, say, more scattered dune and such. It used to be an open area there that was very sandy, but still had lots of shrubs and trees. There's a whole dune line that was up here. Maybe I'll take a stroll over there in a second to show you, but just kind of don't want to waste too much of your time, but I want to kind of show you the mass, I'll call it destruction of ecological, say, habitat here. Unbelievable, whoever had this idea, but I'll just do a quick little pan. It basically runs from, see the dune, that's what it should look like. You know, lots of growth and trees, shrubs, tons of birds, all sorts of different animals, critters that are, you know, hanging out here that call this home. As I spin around, just all bulldozed. You see the tracks, you see it's all plowed through. Somebody decided to, I guess, dig a little pool for them. Nice thought. A little pool in their backyard now. And then you see that goes over the jetty. As I looked over here, it's my first time, like I mentioned, up here, you can see these tracks and these this equipment creeps all the way through. How far through it goes, I'm not positive, but it's definitely not a small little section. You can see it goes all the way down that way towards, say, I don't even know where the quote unquote state park begins and where this is state park and where this is, say, town property, but I'm pretty sure this is not town property. This is all state park here. But I'm slowly just kind of creeping down along the berm, getting down to the midsection of this, I'll say lower section. Still goes lower yet where that water, that little pool I spoke about, is kind of over my side here. But I'll just kind of pan around here so you kind of see the sheer size of this. Go nice and slow so I don't get you sick here, but you'll see that dune over my side, lighthouse back behind it. As I creep around nice and slow, you'll see it's a very, very large area. How many acres, I have no idea. But this area, just so everyone knows, I believe is protected. Island Beach State Park is just on the other side of the inlet. Obviously that's protected, the state park's protected. You know, you just can't kind of come up here and build a house or pitch a tent. You can't drive a truck on the beach up here. If you have a four-wheel drive permit on Long Beach Island, you know, Barnegat Light's always been closed. It's a no-go. Even the dunes have always been off limits. You just can't go walking through the dunes. You can walk the trails to get down to the beach. But this is mind-boggling. As I take a quicker or closer walk to the water's edge, something I want to mention is that the Old South Jetty is here, and that used to be the only jetty. And when they built that big jetty behind me, it changed the dynamics of the beach in Barnegat Light, and it grew a much, much larger beach. So at one time, that water was much, much closer to these houses. The beaches in Barnegat Light were very small, and over time, when they built a new jetty, those beaches grew to a very large size. At one time, these dunes were very, very large, very, very long. They are still the biggest dunes on LBI, but they're much, much smaller more recently here due to some erosion, some kind of change in things. I'll kind of spin around a little bit, and you'll kind of see the little bit of a cove that's here. There's always been a cove, but much, much more erosion is taking place. And the reason I mentioned that, I wanted to kind of go up here to show you the Sea King's mast. The mast in Barnegat Light, for anybody who isn't aware, used to be up in the dunes. Well, at one time it was in the ocean, and then as those dunes got larger, it was up way up in the dunes. Big sand dunes all around it. But as the beaches change, sand comes and goes, you will see that there is a mast in the water. I'll spin around because I'm not walking all the way over there. You guys don't want to wait around that long. But see, that's the Old South Jetty behind me there at the water's edge. And you'll see the mast right over there, right above my finger. I'll post a picture, put it in there just so you kind of get a little better idea of that. But there's a shipwreck. It's Sea King down there. You see that the beach got chewed up tremendously. Last time I was up here was in the fall. A lot of beaches have been lost since then. I would say a lot has been lost in the, say, past, call it 2 years. Certain areas here used to be more, I guess the proper terminology would be higher elevation. You used to kind of, you walk through that lower sand in certain areas of that dunes, and it would kind of come up to the beach where you'd have a kind of a dune peak, and then it would kind of taper back off. And there were some smaller cliffs there over the years as erosion kind of took over. But right now, I have to kind of spin this way so you can see it. There's very few, say, dune cliffs or dune height up there or down there behind me. So once again, it's a Regular Fisherman's Headquarters, just kind of checking in, sharing some Long Beach Island news with y'all at this, say, late January time frame. It's kind of a nice day out here today. wanted to kind of take a walk, get out and stretch the bones, and kind of wanted to share some information with y'all. So if that brings some information to you, hopefully you're outraged as much as I am. Maybe you don't tell my voice, but definitely kind of pissed off in this whole situation, how this stuff happens. Kind of hopefully we'll see some more news. Maybe we'll get a little better coverage. We'll get some answers. Maybe we'll get some better details. See what actually took place, how this planning process came about. Maybe see who was in charge of it all, and see if it was just really to quote unquote protect the plovers, or if it was kind of a backstab at maybe some of the local towns in Long Beach Island that have been putting up the good fight, fighting offshore wind. Don't want to start a conspiracy theory, but it's kind of my take on things. It looks like there's a little too much of, I don't know, extremes of what took place here to just say that, say DEP or somebody at the state level is going to say, oh, this sounds like a great idea. Let's make a new home for some piping plovers up in Barnegat Light, and let's rip out a bunch of growth and trees and shrubs, and so we'll call it just habitat to make a quote unquote new habitat for piping plovers. To me, that's total hogwash, but that's the story that I got. That's why I wanted to come up here and check it out. And while I'm over here, you can see again, I strolled away from the jetty a little bit. That is the Old South Jetty. You see the inlet. You see the two monuments there at the end. That's the opening of the Barnegat Inlet there behind me. And as I pan around here a little bit, you will see what was the growth on that sand that was plowed over. You see there's all sorts of shrubs, all sorts of different things. There's normally, if it was say spring, summer, fall, you'd see you know, there's hollies in here, bayberries, all different kinds of shrubs. You normally see grasses. There's plenty of grasses behind me, but you're looking at the ocean right now. But you kind of see that's what it would look like normally. And if you kind of peek through that open section there, you'll see where that person kind of, or multiple people, whoever got involved, got kind of crazy with their Tonka toys and kind of dug up and played in the sandbox a little too much, is my take. But yeah, thanks for checking in, and hopefully we get some answers. We'll see where it goes. Have a great day.